He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love,
love. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Y'all know I'm always doing something extra, and I don't know why I be hitting start and I don't be ready in real life. But we not gonna start this over. I just realized my air conditioner was on. I ain't need it on because it's getting cold a little bit up in here. Anyway, hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is the review of Being Bobby. I'm sorry, this is Jay Lee's Corner. Girl, what is wrong with you? It is 3:12 in the morning, and I'm just, you know what I'm saying, I'll be absent-minded. But this is the review of Being Bobby Brown, Part 2, okay? If you have not done so already, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel, okay? It takes no time, it's free, and come and be an active subscriber, watch other videos, comment in the comment section, share, like, all those good things, okay? And do not forget to hit the notification bell because it lets you know when I have new videos up. Now, Being Bobby Brown, I reviewed part 2, so if you have not, I reviewed part 1. If you have not seen part 1, you know what I'm saying, go watch that video too. I did that yesterday. Part 2, it was so emotional, bitches. I was like, oh my God. Towards the end, I'm like, and the weird part is I was talking to my little friend, and he was like, well, Jay, you knew the ending because you knew what happened in real life. I'm like, I know it, but I just, oh my God, it was just so crazy. Anyway, part 1 was good. I kept on saying part 1 is missing something. And I assumed it was because I had not seen part 2 yet. I still feel like part 1 was missing something. I don't think what was missing was part 2. I feel like they did a good job with part 1 and part 2, part 1 and part 2. But I still feel like something was missing from part 1. I just don't know what it is. But I still feel like Woody McClain did an impeccable job Being Bobby Brown. He did a really great job. No matter what jokes I may have about today's episode, I think his performance, like the end, bitch, oh Lord, just absolutely, it was great. It was really great. So we see in this particular in this part 2, we see I think y'all should watch it yourselves. So it's not all the way a scene by scene. It's just kind of my little notes and what I thought about as I was watching it. So again, you should watch it. It's Being Bobby Brown. It's on BT. I'm pretty sure it's gonna play all weekend for the rest of the year. It's gonna be on all the time, just how they did the New Edition story. So BET Network, Being Bobby Brown, the Bobby Brown story, part 1, part 2. Anyway, so the beginning of this part 2 starts off. We see Bobby like sitting around chilling or whatever, and you hear the crowd, Bobby. I'm like, Bobby don't look so good. Like, I see it at a concert from the die. Like, what's going on? Like, is this one of the episodes that we did not know about? And no, he's all confused and dazed and confused because he got into a car accident, and it ain't the crowd calling his name. It's the police trying to get his attention. Bobby. I'm like, this fool and full-fledged crashed a car, and he's sitting there in a whole little white outfit. I'm like, see, man, you can't be doing that or whatever. So I'm like, that's just kind of crazy. So we then see from there, he's on the tour bus, okay? Because at this point in time, he's back on tour with New Edition or whatever. And so he's on the tour bus. Whitney is there. He's sitting up there. He up there smoking some, rolling weed. He's sniffing cocaine. There's other people on the bus while he back there smoking weed and sniffing cocaine. Whitney's sitting right there. Like, she up there filing her nails or whatnot. And then he starts hallucinating. It could be because he may be laced that weed and cocaine. Anyway, so he's hallucinating. He thinks that she is trying to kill him. So he pulls a gun. You gonna kill me? You can't kill me. I'm like, Bobby, what the fuck are you talking about? She's like, Bobby, Bobby, what you talking about? I ain't doing it. And he is just flipping out. They're like, Bobby, calm down. He got a whole full-fledged gun. So he makes the tour bus driver pull over. He runs off the bus, runs up to some random house with a gun in his hand, and a white man comes out, and he like, if you move one more step, I'm going to shoot you. He got a whole gun too. So you see the guys chasing Bobby, like, Bobby, calm down, because they know he's not his right mind. We see Ricky Bell is there, the actor who played Ricky Bell. Elijah Kelly. I think his name was Elijah Kelly. He was, he played Ricky Bell in this movie too. I think it's weird that they did not show all of New Edition together in this movie at all. We saw, a little glimpse of the dude who played Ralph in part 1. We saw, the guy who played Ricky Bell, and we did not see who we didn't see in this episode. Well, in part 1 or part 2, we did not see DeVoe. We did not see Michael Bivins. I think that was it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we saw everybody else. I hope I'm not missing nobody. But yeah, I was, I'm like, y'all couldn't pay to get all of them in one, like, not in one scene, like, not in nothing. Because it's like, how are you talking about him reuniting with New Edition and you don't have not one scene of all of them together? I'm like, I just thought that was kind of crazy. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? He's hallucinating or whatever. They run up and get him, they're like, he's not his right man, just don't do nothing. We're going to get him, going to take him away. And then they kind of take him away. But Whitney there, he like, is that Whitney Houston? Because it's like, of course, some black man ran up to my porch and then all of a sudden he go Whitney Houston. So that whole thing was kind of crazy. But it kind of shows how Bobby was on them drugs when he was on them drugs. Anyway, we do see him at home. And I'm like, look, bruh. We see Bobby at home in a mansion in Newark, New Jersey. And he is in the mansion cooking crack. Okay, I mean, literally cooking crack in the kitchen. Crack cocaine cooking in the kitchen. Okay, while he's snorting coke. I say, it's hard to. I mean, once a person does crack, I guess it's not crazy to think that they will make crack themselves. I just always assumed they bought crack from other people. I never thought they made crack themselves. Because I don't know how to cook crack. You know what I'm saying? That's never been something I learned to cook. I can barely cook, meatloaf. But, he was in the kitchen cooking crack. And I was like, he cooking crack in the... Jesus Christ. Crack. Just cooking crack. I said, okay, fine. So then he's walking, and he passes out. Just boom, face plants to the floor. Glass breaks, he down there. I'm like, well, God, what's going on here, Bobby? Is he okay? And you hear Whitney in the background, Bobby! And she come in dancing. Cause she think they in this whole crack binge mood or whatever, so she waiting on him to bring her the crack they just cooked. I'm like, so Bobby Brown was at the house cooking up cocaine for Whitney Houston, bitch. This movie really made Whitney look horrible. We know Whitney was on drugs. We absolutely know this, but what we did not know was the details of it, how they was really out here on crack binges. I never knew Bobby Brown was cooking crack cocaine for Whitney Houston, but I know it now per him. You know what I'm saying? She not here to defend herself, but whatever. Anyway, she come in dancing or whatever, like, Bobby, quit playing. You always playing something. You so funny. She think he joking, but he on the floor like he not moving. He just laying there. She like, you better get up. You better get up. Is you playing? And she pushed him, whatever. But never did she, because she's in her own, state of highness or whatever. It never clicked to her that he was really hurt. And so she picked up the crack and said, I'm gonna start without you. And she's dancing around saying, I'm gonna start without you. And then say, somebody come clean up this mess. I'm like, he on the whole ground having a whole stroke, but she's so high she don't even get it. Anyway, she put her fingers up to his nose and say, you still breathing? You okay? Gotta go smoke my crack. She go off and smoke some crack. So we do see, him being wheeled into the hospital because he had a he had a stroke. Okay, he had a whole stroke from cocaine and weed and heroin, all these things. Okay, so Whitney there too. By the time he get there, they're like, oh, he had a stroke. It's so bad. Oh my God, Bobby, I'm so sorry, Bobby. I'm so sorry, because again, she did not help him, ASAP. And we do know that stroke that he had is the reason that after that, his mouth kind of shifted. And so he, at that point in time, he talked with a little shift or whatever. I'm so sorry, that was just not nice. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? As he's in his, you know what I'm saying, stroked out, coming to state or whatever, I'm so sorry or whatever. He like, no more drugs, Nippy. No more drugs. No more coke. No more heroin. Okay, Bobby. Whatever you want. I said, but he didn't say crack. Anyway, so, but he wanted to stop smoking crack. We do see that, you know what I'm saying, they went on vacation after that or whatever. They come home from vacation. He ends up having to go to jail for whatever, I think for like a probation violation or whatever. He in jail. She out of jail. Like, oh my God, she's needy in jail. Like, I need to talk to you. I need you to help me through you being in jail. He like, I'm in jail. Like, this shit ain't no cakewalk. I can't be on the phone. Like, he was trying to like get on the phone. I can't be on the phone all day, whatever. But you are supposed to take care of me. I'm like, Whitney, he's in jail. He's not like on vacation. He's in jail. Okay. He's full-fledged in jail. So, you know what I'm saying? For her, it was a hard time for her with him locked up. So we do see him in prison. He was detoxing or whatever, having a hard time. You know what I'm saying? It's hard when you a drug addict and you get into jail and you don't do drugs in jail. Like the detox and stuff. People can die from that. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. It gets to the point to where he isn't eating much in jail, and he wakes up out of his sleep at one point and he's puking. Like, he's puking all over the cell. And his cellmate, wakes up too, because it seems as if it's late at night. And he's, puking. Like, man, I just need a little bit. I just need a little hit. I need it so bad, because he's so in so much pain, detoxing. He'd rather just get high than deal with what it takes to, to no longer get high off the drugs anymore. So I love that the cellmate would not, let him get high, and it seems as if he was the person who helped him get clean in jail. This it's gonna be okay. Bobby crying, puke all on his mouth. Please, I'll do anything. I'm like, Bobby, just please don't say you suck so dick. Please don't say, I just don't need Bobby Brown to say he in prison, he really sucked some dick for some drugs. Can't have that. Luckily, he did not say that, but he just I'll do anything. Like, guard, and he's crying. I'm like, damn it, okay. And again, Woody McClain played the fuck out of this role. You can't nobody tell me different. Okay, it's a BT movie, we get that, yes, but still, he played the shit out of being Bobby Brown. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? His stuff, the hard part's almost over. It's kind of hanging there. So we do see at one point in time another person walk up to him and offer him some drugs. So, you know what I'm saying? I brought it in myself. I say, brought it in where, bro? I don't want no drugs out your ass. That's just nasty. Because my thing is, it ain't, look, for people who don't know, there is no other way to get drugs in prison. When a prisoner say, I brought it in myself, he brought it in his ass. Okay? And that's just nasty. Anyway, we do see he turns the drugs down. And something else what I thought was really cool, his prison bunk cellmate or whatever cleaned up the puke as Bobby was sitting there crying, wanting more. It was his way of like, man, you Bobby Brown, you already bad enough, but let me just clean this on up. Okay. Anyway, he gets out. He's clean. I remember him getting out. I remember Whitney picked him up in a limo. I remember all the cameras. I remember when she ran up to him and he, jumped on him or whatever. I remember the whole thing, in my mind. So, we see this scene from them in the limo. So, of course, he's out. He's clean. He got clean in jail. And he I'm so hungry. Can we get stopped by anywhere? I don't care if it's McDonald's. Can we get to some food? She just said, oh, no, you're hungry. You're hungry for this. And she pulls out a whole little vial of cocaine. I'm like, he just got out of jail. Girl, he just got out. And he I told you, I'm clean. I got clean. Like, you was clean in there. Now you're here. You know what I'm saying? You have to be clean. I'm like, Whitney. Again, it shows Whitney as the movie portrays Whitney as a real life, true life addict. Not how she was in part 1 where she had a little bump here and it was cool. No. This part 2 shows Whitney is a clear-cut addict. Okay? Clear-cut addiction to drugs, all that stuff. Okay? So again, it's stuff we knew of, rumored, you know what I'm saying? But it's the whole thing. And then he I thought we agreed to no longer do drugs. She's like, when did we agree to that? You said we have to stop when I was in the hospital. I had my stroke. oh, I thought, whatever, I need this for me, you know what I'm saying? Even if you don't need this, I do, I need it. And she sits there and does some more coke. Again, it's bad. We do see that because now he's out of jail, he's clean, he makes up with his brother Tommy, kind of hired Tommy back to be his manager. And then we see that he gets arrested again for like driving with no license or whatever, like no license, registration or whatever. I'm like, Bobby, you can't be out here with, but I think it's hard. Is it hard for felons to get a license? I don't know, because I ain't no felon. Well, bad guy didn't have a license for a little while. Yeah, I know fellas can't get no license. Anyway, he gets arrested or whatever. He ends up being in jail for like a day. So he's going his way. He catches a cab home. He gets home and it's like camera crews and people. He like, what the fuck is going on? Whitney got a whole interview going on, and the lady like, saying, I think they're filming. Like, maybe you should not go in right now. He like, you must be out your rabbit ass mind. It's my motherfucking house. And he goes in. And what interview was she shooting? It was that Diane Sawyer interview from years ago, where she said the legendary line, I make too much money to smoke crack. Crack is whack, okay? I make too much money to smoke crack. And so we see from his point of view that, one, he did not know that she was doing this interview. Two, he was not ready to answer questions, because he then says after the fact, I looked dumb, I thought I was stuttering or whatever. I was not ready to answer questions about anything. And you had me out here lying, because she asked if I ever did drugs, whatever, and I said no. I was not ready. So it's as if I remember the interview, and people wasn't how she was high, he was high. It was a whole little high situation. And so it's him saying like, you ain't, not she ambushed him, but like, I ain't know this was gonna go on. I was not prepped properly for this interview. And she like, well, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And he said, because again, he was in jail. He said, I guess you were too busy not smoking crack to get me out of jail. She's like, you know what? It's okay. Because no one controls me. I control me. I and me. I'm the one keeping us in the spotlight. Again, it's the perception of Whitney's out of control. Whitney's running the show. She's doing whatever she wants to do, but she's also getting high doing it. And he just kind of like along for the ride because he loves her. Again, it does make him look like in the good light, like he was changing and she was not. And that could have been the case, but again, we only get one side of the story. We then see at this point in time, he's like back on the road and stuff. He's supposed to be going on a little trip for Christmas to do a show, whatever. And she is trying to get him out the house. And I'm like, did he not realize that she's trying to get him out the house? So she's like, oh yeah, come on, go ahead and go to the airport. You can call me later, whatever. So he goes outside to get in the car with Tommy, but he forgets something and goes back in the house. He comes back in the house and Whitney in there like with some dude who we don't know if it was a drug dealer, let's say that, who was bringing her drugs or whatever. Because again, it's showing how Whitney was sneaking around getting drugs behind his back, and because she was, I guess, was supposed to be clean or whatever, she was not. So he pissed. You stick them old man in my house. I'm like, Bobby, calm down, bro. You know what you're doing. At this point, Whitney's a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? She's a functional one because she's working or whatever. But she was a drug addict, a full-fledged drug addict. You in my house, stick something in my house, and then him and the drug dealer start fighting. You in here fighting drug dealers? I'm like, mother. Okay. So as he's beating the dog shit out of the drug dealer, Whitney is on him trying to get him off the drug dealer, and he accidentally hits her in the face as he's reaching back to punch. Okay, if you say so. So from there, he gets arrested. He like, why am I even getting arrested? I'm seeing Whitney not even pressing charges. Like, how am I arrested? And his brother like, bro, look, you violated your probation or whatever. But anyway, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? We need to talk about you doing a reality show. Now remember, the whole Being Bobby Brown show came on. I think it was maybe just one season. I don't think it had 2 seasons. It was crazy. So we now kind of figure out that Tommy was the one who suggested that he do a reality show, mainly because like people only know you for, you know what I'm saying, these bad boy actors, you know what I'm saying, always going to jail or whatever. You should do this reality show because it can show you in a more positive light. He then say Diddy doing one. He then say Rev Run is gonna be doing one too. Now we know Rev Run had the whole Run's house. We know Diddy had, he had Making the Band 2, a few damn Making the Band. So he, again, this is back in the 90s. Okay, and I'm like, okay, that's crazy to know that this was the starts of the reality show craze. He's like, people are not, making money anymore, getting these big record deals and getting these big ass events. Like the money is into these shows now. I do think back then certain stars may have gotten more money for doing the show because it was so new now everybody got a reality show, everyone has one, so you know what I'm saying, the market is just saturated with them, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, we do see they do the show. Of course, they do the whole being Bobby Brown, and I said, please don't redo them scenes in that damn like little store. And they did them scenes in the store. We see the whole hemorrhoid creams up under your eyes that Bobby did. We see Whitney coming in, dancing around, you know, with the glasses on. We see them singing little songs, whatever. We see the show that it was when everyone talked about how drugged out they both looked. I do remember her seeming more drugged out than him, and on this particular show I do feel like they did not make Whitney look as bad as she did back then. But I mean, redoing the whole little, I was like, bitch, it was just so, it brought back memories, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, it was just, but again, this movie, it was not good for Whitney. Anyway, she then gets upset because at first the show, when Tommy told him about the show, like, you know, Whitney might not want to do it. And then Tommy said it doesn't matter because the show isn't about Whitney. It's about you. And if she chooses to come do some scenes, that's cool, but it's going to be your show. So she then, of course, came down there. As she said, I would support my man, and was on the show. But when the reviews of the show came out, the show did get horrible reviews. Like, people was saying how bad it was, and it was ratchet TV, and how she looked drug, like it was drug allegations. It was how bad she looked. Her, you know, it was bad reviews. It was a great train wreck show. It had some good funny moments. You know, you saw Bobby Chris back then, but at the same time, it was a train wreck. You could clearly see that they both were. I don't even think when the show was on, I don't think Bobby seemed sober or clean. So I know in the movie there's something he is, but I don't know. Anyway, she's upset at the bad press she's getting for being on the show. Like, I spent 25 years of my life building up my career, and as they're arguing in the house about the reviews of the show, Bobby Chris can hear them. But you know, I spent 25 years of my life, you know, building up my career, and now I'm a whole joke because of you. Because of me? Are you serious? She like, yeah, all the shit you put me through, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Cheating, getting bitches pregnant, you know what I'm saying? All, that's when I was pregnant when I was engaged, spending hundreds of $1,000s on whatever. He's like, am I the one who put up so crazy. He said, I'm the one who put $1 million up your nose. I say, bitch, $1 million up her nose, bitch. Okay. At this point in time, be like, you know what? When I met you, you get booed at the awards. So I'm like, well, she was booed, bitch. She really was booed. You know what I'm saying? He then say, people didn't love you. They loved your voice. He said, and about me. No, she said, everybody warned me about you. He said, oh, even Robin? Yeah, even they keep bringing up Robin on the slide. It is what it is. Anyway, he bring up how he feels as if no one started hating him until he dated her, because they made him out to be the mean guy. And how she said, you know, he said, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't cute enough. They kept calling me ugly. He said I was a leech. And I'm like, well, that's because when he met her, as he said, I had $25 million. That money y'all gone. And then they're kind of arguing back and forth, whatever. He like, I wish all these feelings you had about how, you know, you wasted your life, or you wish that came out 13 years ago. I'm like, well, it's too damn late now. So because of this, you know, heavy argument, Whitney leaves, packs up, take Bobby Chris with her. Bobby like, you know what I'm saying, I want my kid or whatever. It's a whole domestic dispute because she gone and he there. So he then decides, like, I know they in LA somewhere. She said she was going to treatment somewhere, so I need to get to LA, Tommy. Book me a flight to get to LA. Book me some shows. I'm done with Whitney. Fuck her. I don't care about her, whatever. I only care about Bobby Chris. He like, y'all done been through some things. Y'all can work this out. He like, no. It's different this time. He like, we don't. He said we not in love no more. Like, we ain't the same anymore. And again, they were just bad for each other. Some people don't realize you can love someone to the high heavens, but that does not mean you're supposed to be with them. And sometimes when things start getting really, really bad, you're supposed to just walk the fuck away. Okay. And I feel like I wonder, does anybody ever wonder, what if they just didn't get married. Like, what if that good old time when he ain't know that she was getting high and she ain't know he was out to fuck other bitches, if they just dated for a little bit longer, or maybe even broke up. You know what I'm saying? What could have happened to both of their lives? Like, it's crazy to think about what could have happened if they did not stay married so long and get lost in that sauce of they goddamn crack cocaine. Anyway, we then see how, later on he ends up running into the girl Alicia. Now, see, what I did not realize from part one of the movie is Alicia, the girl who was in the bathroom talking him into getting married, the girl who was actually Teddy Riley's girlfriend in the scene, is his current wife, Alicia. I did not put two and two together at all. I was like, bitch, so his current wife was at the wedding of his ex-wife and has always been around and dated the producer who produced his first album. I'm looking like, well, goddamn it. Okay, if you say so. But I'm like, I guess that's why they kept putting her in little scenes in part one to kind of just, I guess, make it seem like as if she's always been around. Excuse me. So he's at a show, whatever. Him and Alicia run into each other, and again, she's no longer dating Teddy Riley. Him and Whitney's broken up and getting divorced, so they kind of rekindle whatever and become friends. And like he got her number or whatever, so they talking or whatever. But you know what I'm saying, they meet up. He explained to her how he spent $25 million by doing drugs and court costs and lawyer fees, all that stuff. And he asked her to be his manager, even though we know Tommy's his manager. But I'm like, I feel like part two, it was a lot of focus on her, but I guess it makes sense because he ended up marrying her. They got like 3 kids together now, so I mean, I get that, but I was like, I don't know. We do see, Bobby Chris is older now. She turned into Raina from Power. She's no longer a baby. Okay, we see the whole thing, and she looks sad but grown because she's been hanging out with her mom and she smokes cigarettes now. He like, what the fuck are you doing? Like smoking cigarettes, and she can smoke if she wants to. Leave her alone, Bobby. I say, Whitney, you let Bobby Chris, because again, Bobby Chris died when she was like, she made me like 21. Like, she was so young. It's like, even to know that, even in her, when she was a teenager, her mom was like, let her smoke. Like, it doesn't really matter. I was like, girl, bye. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? He is trying to talk to Whitney. Whitney is like being mean and kind of crazy. Like, I don't want your new girl around her. Right? Then don't ask her any questions about what I'm doing in my personal life. And it was weird because it's like, it was just a weird dynamic between them two, and you can kind of see Bobby Chris was kind of stuck in the middle, and she felt like her dad abandoned her, and you wonder, like, did Whitney tell her your daddy left us? And I just wonder what made her not like her daddy no more. It was you just wonder what made her be that way and kind of turn away. And it could be because he was just gone or whatever, but it's like, it was crazy to me. Anyway, I felt like Bobby Chris turned into Tariq and she was being all rude, talking about you saying, well, daddy, you moved on, so did we. Again, it seemed like those were things that her mama said that she was repeating. So we do see, like, Tom and Alicia came to a good thing. It's fine. I don't care about that. I'm not gonna go scene by scene. The rest of it was really just sad. I mean, with him finding out his father has cancer, which makes him start drinking again. And you know what I'm saying, we do see how he drinking and she won't let him in the house, because at this point in time, him and Alicia together, they done hung out with his kids, they trying to be a couple or whatever. And you know what I'm saying, she like, I need you to be better, because even though you're not on drugs anymore, you're still drinking too much and you're alcoholic, so we need you to be better. Because why? Because she's pregnant. That whole thing, you know what I'm saying. We see a few more performance scenes. We see how he proposes to her on stage. Another scene, he was singing, and we seen Luke James, who plays Johnny Gill, but we don't see anyone else from New Edition. But it was another guy still on stage, like with his face covered. I'm looking like, so could y'all really not afford to put any of or all of them together? I was like, whatever. Anyway, we then see, how his father had cancer. How at one point the father had like a flat tire, and his father told him, like, I love you, son, and I want you to always know that I love you, and I want you to never forget what I taught you growing up. And so he had a phone call from Tommy in late at night to come to the hospital. We think, oh my damn, his daddy died, and I'm prepared to cry. And when Tommy said his mama gone, mama dead, and Bobby broke in this kind of collapse, and so I said, bitch, oh Jesus, It did something to my stuff. Again, Woody McClain, bitch, she did so well. Anyway, at the funeral, Whitney walked in with Bobby Chris. And why was Whitney on the front row? I'm like, look, it ain't not nan X of mine who can come to the funeral of anyone in my family and sit front row, bitch. Ain't gonna happen, Captain, not at all. I'm like, how is she sitting front row and Bobby sitting second row with his wife, but Whitney, I'm like, she should have at least sat on the other side, like, it was just like on that side, like the front row on that side. I'm like, but she was sitting next to, it was the daddy, his sister, and then Whitney, and then Bobby Chris. I'm like, but why she front row? Then she got up and spoke, okay? Got up and spoke. Come on, you know what I'm saying? That's my mother-in-law. She gonna always be my mother-in-law. I'm like, cause Whitney at a funeral being petty? Bitch, you can't be petty at a funeral. You just can't. Anyway, she sings the whole song. Look, I don't know who voice they tried to imitate. That was a horrible imitation, replication. I don't know if replication is a word. Replica of Whitney's voice. I was like, that's not how she sounded at all. Like, it was just, Woody doing Bobby stuff. He sounded Bobby-ish in them songs. That ain't sound shit like Whitney. And I'm like, and I was very, I mean, it was her mannerisms. It really, really was. But that was not her damn voice. It was not even it was not a nothing of that was Whitney at all. I was like, y'all play too goddamn much. Anyway, so, they had the whole funeral for his mama. And then his daddy died. Oh, Jesus. I cried so many. My father passed away too 3 years ago. Cried like a baby, bitch. I'm like, his whole daddy died? Oh, Lord Jesus. So, he got back on tour, because he got, of course, make money. He wants to be on tour, to be on the road, to take his mind off of stuff. He then, on tour with New Edition, he see everybody's phones ringing and stuff going off. And, oh my God. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Johnny Gill come up to him, Luke James come up and say, it's Whitney. She gone. I'm like, damn it. So mama died, daddy died, now Whitney dead. So he called him Bobby Chris, and she like, I gotta use my brother. He like, what? To whatever his kid's name is. She's like, no, to Nick. And he like, Nick? Who the fuck is Nick? Because he don't know who Nick is. So, you know what I'm saying? But at that point in time, he can't get in touch with Bobby Chris. He told Tommy to go find her, whatever. So Tommy found her, but was trying to keep her safe. But she ended up like sneaking away. And at that point in time, he didn't have any contact with her, whatever. We do see, him at the funeral for Whitney. And we see what happened in that scene. Not the scene, but what happened in real life. When he said he went to the funeral, he was told to leave. He said that, so what happened was he went in the funeral, sat down where he was told to sit. It was him and his kids. Him and his children. And security came up to him and said, y'all can't sit here. And he said, well, no, they told us to sit here. He like, well, you can sit here, but your entourage has to leave. He like, these are my kids. This is family. And they said, well, you either can leave or we can remove you by force. I say, at the funeral, bitch? So they show him go up to the casket, kiss it goodbye, whatever, and say, whatever to Nip, and then he leaves. But as he leaves with his children, Bobby Chris walks in, but still, they kind of like, he walking this way, they see her coming in, and when they try to get back to her, like, security prevents him from going to see his daughter at him. I'm like, I just can't, He didn't see her again on this show for like 2 years, and she was saying how she wanted to come be around him more, how people were making decisions for her when her mama died, and she did not realize that until later, and now she's just in a better space. And how she wants to do music, and hopefully he can help her and they can kind of hang out. And it was a great, great moment between them two. Then he gets the call that she's in a coma. I'm like, Lord Jesus, you know what I'm saying? He gets to the place, and we see, I think that woman must have been Sissy Houston. That was not a good. That's not how Sissy looked. That was a bad Sissy Houston. Anyway, but he make it clear, like, I'm her father, I'm her next of kin, I'm making all the decisions. Like, all y'all up in here is the reason she liked this in the first goddamn place. So he brings up how he think Nick did it. You know what I'm saying? The only person around her and her mama was this dude named Nick, and if I see him, I'm gonna kill him. So you know what I'm saying? Do something about it. So we do see how she's in a coma for 6 months before he has to make the decision to take her off life support. Bitch, First of all, him sitting there singing to her the song he had been singing to her whole life, and how I'm gonna cry, Lord Jesus. It was so. I grabbed like 6 tissues. I mean, like, it was just, I was bawling, only because that happened in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that man buried his daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, now that shit touched me. I'm like, that is some hard shit to go through, okay? And you know what I'm saying? And when he was singing and he couldn't sing it anymore, and his kids joined in, I'm looking like, oh my God, y'all, all my heartstrings, all of them, y'all gonna take all my heartstrings, bitch? I was like, oh, I cried, sorry. I cried so hard. And that was kind of how it ended. Well, you know what I'm saying? Well, no, we see him at like maybe an AA or NA meeting or whatever, saying how he does not even understand how he is still alive after all he's been through. Remember, first his grandma died, then his friend got stabbed and he died. Then who died next? Oh, then his sister's fiance died. You know what I'm saying? He's just experienced all this death over and over time or whatever. He damn near died. You know what I'm saying? Then his mama died. Then his brother died. Then his daddy died. Then his ex-wife died. Then his daughter died, bitch. He, like, you know what I'm saying? I always find some kind of memory to help me smile through all what I've been through, whatever. And he thanks his wife, his kids, and siblings as the reason he's living now. Because I'm like, it was just so hard. And then the ending thing is we see his son dancing to one of his songs. It's on the rail, whatever. Look, it was a good 2-part. It was a good 2-part series. I would say that was a really good 2-part series. I feel like this. It's hard to say something could have been different because you couldn't play it any other way. You could not address how many people died in his life, like, back to back to back. So I'm like, the ending of it could not have been not sad. Like, it was impossible to, you know what I'm saying, to not have like a good hour of just sadness, because I'm like, he lived that shit. So it was great. You know what I'm saying? It really, really was. Even to show him at the end with his kids out around his new wife or whatever, how they got married in 2012. You know, it's a great thing. But I mean, bitch, it was emotional. I think people thought like part 1 was like a little risque. Oh, part 2 gonna be, you know, even worse or whatever. It was just sad, bitch. It was like, this should have came on like a Sunday, cause I'm like, I was sad, bitch. I was like, damn it. Oh my God. Anyway, put your comments below if you watched it. I mean, it was good. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should watch it. It's really entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know everything, but I mean, it was a good movie. It was what it was. I don't think it needs to be any more New Edition member movies. I think, you know what I'm saying, let's do some other groups. Okay, can we get an SWV? Hell, can we get a Brandy or Monica? Like, I mean, do somebody. I mean, there's enough members in New Edition. I get that. It's like, what, 8 of them? I don't know, it's 6. But yeah, because if you keep doing just New Edition, I'm like, okay, now you're doing too much. But again, do Jay-Z. We haven't even got a Nas one yet. Like, do a Lauryn Hill. Like, just do someone else. Like, I really don't want to see anyone else in New Edition story. I don't. And I know that sounds horrible. Because anyway, I'm done, people. Let me go because it's 3:50 a.m. Okay, peace.